How's it going, everyone? Hi, Jump here. And today's Saturday, and we actually have our first press conference of E3 2017. Today we had EA showing off their slew of new games, a couple of new IPs and releases that we're going to be seeing, as well as kind of like some of what we were already expecting. I mean, first off, I think one of the main things that I'm a little bit surprised by is that the fact it's held on Saturday. It seems like everyone is releasing or doing press conferences earlier and earlier before the event. It kind of has me wondering if there's going to be a purpose of the event, other than just kind of getting hands-on. It's really going to be interesting to see how E3 continues to kind of grow and adapt. With this year they're inviting, they sold 15,000 attendee tickets, so that's going to be quite different than prior years. But let's jump into the games. Of course, we saw the much expected new iterations of the sports games. We have Madden 18 Long Shot, where it's adding a story mode, which is kind of cool. It's not, again, these games aren't really necessarily for me, but I still think it's kind of cool that they're looking to add new and interesting things to make these games a little bit more, try to entice people like me to come maybe try this. Like, oh, if you really like football, maybe you want to come try this story mode out, get to make your own character, feel like you're part of this story as you work your way to the NFL. Then we also have NBA Live 18, which honestly, to me, the kind of coolest part about it was kind of the graphics look really damn cool. You have very nice details, things like tattoos look nice and crisp. It's kind of creepy, like how realistic these things look. And then we have FIFA 18, which is also coming to the Switch. I think it's actually called FIFA 18 for Nintendo Switch. But I mean, that's kind of cool. Again, this game's not really for me, but they have it's Cristiano Ronaldo. Going on with kind of like existing IPs, we have Battlefield 1, which is getting a new update, new expansion, however you want to call it, in Battlefield 1 in the Name of the Tsar. It's going to be bringing us a Russian expansion with the addition of some night maps. Honestly, I haven't played Battlefield 1. I own it. I got it for free, but I just haven't had a chance to actually play the game. So it'll be kind of interesting to see. I'm a little bit hesitant to start jumping in because Battlefield always strikes me as one of those games that if you are not caught up with all the unlocks and whatnot, you are at such a major disadvantage. But it's still cool to see that they're continuing to add new things to this game to make it relevant today. Then let's see here. We have Need for Speed Payback. We got to see some gameplay footage, which is pretty damn cool. The cars look amazing, and I'm honestly really excited to be able to jump into a new Need for Speed game. I think the main thing though is that we have to be worried about how much they're going to put behind a paywall, but we have some more information on EA and paywalls coming up in a little bit. So next up we have what is easily the biggest thing that they were trying to show off in their press conference, and that is Star Wars Battlefront 2. Now this game looks absolutely gorgeous. It somehow, some way, they find new ways to improve over the original, which also looked great. I didn't play it, but because it just really wasn't for me. The lack of a story mode has been fixed though. They've already been showing off a story mode in trailers from a couple months ago, but what we got to see in this was mainly multiplayer kind of information. We got to see, I believe it was 40 on 40. And it was absolutely just wild. They have a new system where they're adding, they give you I think they're called battle points, where as you start to play in this, in the match, you're able to unlock things like vehicles, different, if you're playing as the droids, you could go from your standard droid to kind of like an assault droid, where it's the ones with the walking wrist-mounted missile sort of thing. But then you could even, if you earn enough, you're able to unlock heroes. So if you're playing on the Separatist sides, I believe I was seeing things like Rey and Han Solo. But you're getting to play through all three different periods of Star Wars in this game, and I think that's awesome. You have the prequels, the original trilogy, and then the new trilogy that's coming out. But one of the other cool things with multiplayer is that they're adding classes. So you're going to have things like the specialists, which are going to be your snipers that can lay traps, things like that. There's a heavy class, I believe, that's going to have like a heavy machine gun and kind of like a shield, and then just like your general assault or medic, I believe. So these classes look pretty damn cool, and I'm happy to see these changes because it actually has me hyped for this game a lot more than the original one did. I think what honestly the best comparison is you look at what Titanfall 1 was, where it was just mainly multiplayer. That was it. Like the campaign was just playing through multiplayer. Well, this is going to have an actual campaign with it and have like what looks to be like a lot more improved multiplayer. So I think Battlefield 2 will really outshine the original one, at least from what we're being presented now. I'm going to try to get my hands on the game this weekend and this next week. And so I will be definitely bringing you kind of more information and more my take on this game, but I just want to tell you about what we're seeing from this press conference. And so I realized I actually missed the most important part of what I was getting at with this game, so I already packed up my mic and everything like that, is all the updates for Battlefront 2 are going to be free. Like, they said that the Finn and Captain Phasma updates are all going to be free for this, and it means new maps, new things like new content are going to be free. It's like EA is, like, they say that they're listening to the consumer, and this gives me just a whole lot more sense that they might actually be doing so. So I do have some reservations still. I'm hoping the best. I really want to see EA kind of turn things around and kind of shift away from that paywall that we were talking about with Need for Speed and other EA games in the past. I'm not going to get my hopes up, but we'll see how they are able to treat Battlefront 2, and just to know that they're actually paying attention, you've got some props there, EA. So one of the best things about this press conference that I was seeing was the brand new IP, A Way Out. It's from the people behind Brothers, A Tale of Two Sons, which had a really cool kind of like cel-shaded art style, which is a really kind of fun experience to play. But this one is focusing on more of a co-op experience where you're playing as these two different guys that are in prison as you break your way out and kind of going on the run for their different reasons. And I hope that it has an online co-op, because while it'd be awesome to play with my roommate, he may not want to play that, and I think this would really be a fun game to be able to stream with others, kind of having our own takes on these two individuals. Last but not least, we have what is getting a lot of buzz right now from many of my friends because they are die-hard BioWare fans, and that is their new teaser for the game called Anthem. We don't have a whole lot of information, but it looks to be this more sci-fi game with these giant monsters and kind of like these mech armor suits. Not like Gundam-sized mechs, but more kind of like what look like power armor, is what I'd call it. I think like if it was more mechanized Master Chief. But it looks pretty damn cool. Without really any more information on it, I can't really say if I'm hyped or not. I still honestly haven't finished playing through the new Mass Effect, so I'm kind of in terms of like BioWare's games these days. But that being said, I'm not one to write off a game until I play it. So this looks pretty cool. But all in all, that was pretty much all that we got to see from EA's press conference this year. I'm hoping to be able to go get hands on the games during the EA Play. I believe that's going Monday through Wednesday. But that'll be pretty damn sick to be able to play some of these new games. A Way Out I'm hoping to have hands on with, but mainly Battlefront 2 is what I'm looking to get hands on, kind of try out everything new. But yeah, thank you everyone for tuning in. I will be bringing you E3 coverage all this week down in LA. Let me know down below what game you're excited about from EA's press conference, what games you want to see at E3. And until then, make sure you guys subscribe and follow me on Twitch and Twitter to know what I'm up to. Thanks everyone, and I'll catch you in the next video.